Hello everyone. Today we're going to see Trio Remedies Part 2. In case you have missed the Part 1, I've given the link in the cards above. Please do check it out. Before we start, I would like to remind you to subscribe for the channel and tap on the bell icon to keep yourself notified. The first trio we're going to see is FLUENT CORYZA, and it is arsal, allium cepa and Maxol. In case of arsal, it becomes worse in the open air and it's better in the indoors. And in case of allium cepa, the CORYZA is with headache, cough and hoarseness. And Maxol, CORYZA with sneezing, sore, raw, smarting sensation, worse in damp weather, and it is profuse and fluent. The next trio we're going to see is the glandular remedies. Conium, chromium and carboanimalus. Conium, the glands are enlarged and indurated and also mesenteric, flying stitches through the glands. And bromium, the glands are stony, hard, especially on the lower jaw and throat, but seldom suppurate. And in case of carboanimalus, the glands are indurated, swollen, painful in the neck, axilla and groin, mammae, and pains are lancinating, cutting, burning. The veins are distended, and because of that the skin turns blue. And the next trio we're going to see is the restlessness trio, and that is aconite, arsal and rustox. In case of aconite, it is having both physical and mental restlessness, and arsal, the restlessness is with prostration and exhaustion, and rustox is there is extreme restlessness with continued change of position. Next trio is the offensive urine, which has sepia, nitric acid and benzoic acid. And in case of sepia, the urine is red, adhesive, and there's a sandy thing in the urine. And nitric acid, the urine smells like horse urine, and there is a cold sensation on passing urine. Benzoic acid, the urine is highly colored and very offensive, and there may be also renal insufficiency. The next trio is the pain trio, that includes aconite, chamomilla and coffea. Aconite, there is sudden, intense, intolerable pain that drives the person crazy. There is neuralgic pains in the face, as if the cold water is being poured along the track of the nerve. And there is pain after exposure to cold weather, cold drops of air. And chamomilla, the pains are unendurable, associated with numbness, and there is violent dramatic pains that drive him out of the bed at night, compelled to walk about. And coffea, the tight pain worse from noise, smell, narcotics. And it seems as if the brain were torn into pieces and as if nails were driven in the head. These pains are worse in the open air. And next is the pneumonia trio. It includes mercurius, chelidonium and kalium car. And in case of mercurius, the person cannot lie on the right side. The person who cannot lie on the left side is lycopodium. And then there is cough with yellow mucopurulent expectoration, paroxysms of 2 worse night and from the warmth of bed. There is stitches from the lower lobe of the right lung to the back. And then the chelidonium drug is it has short inspirations because there is pain, and during deep inspiration there is pain, and there is a sensation of dust which is not relieved by cough. Pain in the right side of the chest and shoulder with embarrassed respiration. Small lumps of mucus fly from mouth when coughing. So there are small lumps of mucus coughing. And there's hoarseness in the afternoon, and there is constriction of the chest in case of chelidonium. Calicar, the pneumonia is localized at the base of the right lung or left lung, based on right or left base. Okay. And there is cutting pain in the chest, worse lying on right side. Leaning forward relieves the chest symptoms. And they are compelled to swallow the expectoration, which has a cheesy taste, copious, offensive lump, and there is a coldness of chest present. Profuse expectoration is the next trio, which includes sanguinaria, kalium hydride, and stannum. Sanguinaria, profuse offensive yellow discharges, cali, which has expectoration that is greenish, copious, and looks like soap suds. The sternum, which has copious green, sweetish expectoration. And next trial is the profuse and purulent. Basically the expectoration. It is profuse and purulent, and it includes heparself, silecia, and tuberculinum. In heparself, in morning, the expectoration of mucus lumps, which are often purulent and bloody, mostly sour but sometimes sweet. If the latter, they are so offensive. That is, if it is sweet, it will be offensive. So, and in case of silecia, the cough, it is aggravated from cold drinks and tickling in trachea, especially in the region of throat pit, dry in the evening and night, and in the morning and during the day, with copious yellow, somewhat like greenish, purulent, and it will be like milky, white, acrid mucus expectoration, or more rarely of bright, frothy blood. Generally, it has a fatty taste and an offensive odor. So, in tuberculinum, there is profuse bronchorrhea, and there is a sensation of suffocation even with plenty of fresh air. Longs for cold air. The patient will be longing for cold air. And the bronchopneumonia in children, it's present, and there is hard hacking cough, profuse sweating, and loss of weight, rales all over the chest. Deposits begin in the apex of the lungs. So the next trio is profuse stringy expectoration, like the strands or strings and all. So that includes calibic, hydrastis, and coccus cacti. Calibic expectoration connected with the chest. Cough is ropey and yellow or yellowish green. Sometimes it's bloody. Sometimes expectorates quantities of clotted blood, and there is much rattling in the chest. Catarrhal conditions in the winter. It lasts all the winter, and with rattling catarrhal conditions in old people, rattling in the chest. Hydrastis expectoration is yellow, viscid, like thin wires. And in coccus, there is gagging and vomiting of food caused by expectoration of ropey mucus. Constant tickling in the bronchi and about their bifurcation, caused by a feeling as if a plug of mucus was moving in the chest. So the next trio is the masturbation and excessive venery, the sexual urge or desire. It includes nux vomica, sulfur, and calcarea. So nux vomica, there is a congestion of spine, and that is due to increased sexual excitement, so that the erections become almost violent enough to be termed as priaspasm. And there, in case of sulfur, masturbation due to itching of clitoris and sexual thoughts. Calcarea causes epilepsy in case of excess venery. And beginning with nux, you can note some sort of improvement in the patient, and you will find the symptoms of sulfur presenting themselves. If sulfur fails to produce partial relief, calcarea completes the cure. And there is sleepiness trio, that is opium, antimtart, and nux mostata. And opium, the person is sleepy but cannot sleep. This is seen in also the case of belladonna and chamomilla. And there is sleeplessness with acuteness of hearing, clock striking, and cocks crowing at the great distance that keeps her awake. And antimtart, drowsiness accompanies almost all complaints. And in nux, unconquerable sleep, the nux patient is always ready to go to sleep. It is with great difficulty that she can keep awake. She falls asleep on all occasions, in season and out of the season. The eyelids look heavy, and she cannot keep awake, and falls into a profound slumber, sometimes into coma. Spasmodic cough. This trio includes Drosera, Ipecac, and Cuprum. Drosera, the violent spasmodic cough from tickling in the larynx, spasmodic difficulties of the chest and larynx cause difficult breathing and suffocation. Deep sounding hoarse cough, rough scraping cough, and loud whooping cough, spasmodic whooping cough. In case of ipecac, the spasmodic coughing with blueness of the face during paroxysm, also gagging and vomiting. Spasmodic form of asthma, violent contraction with rattling of wheezing in the bronchial tubes. Cuprum, with every spell of whooping cough, comes this awful spasmodic state, and there is a jerking of muscles. The next trio we're going to see is urging and colic pain. And rheum, colocin and jalapa. Rheum, there is a pain before the stool and it's of a colicky nature and there may be tenesmus after the stool. Colocin, excessively violent colic after meals as if from chills, relieved by bending double. In jalapa, there is cutting colic before and during the stool. So rheum, there is a pain before stool, and in case of colocin, there is pain after meals, and that is relieved by bending double. In jalapa, there is a cutting colic pain before and during the stool. Next trio, and this is the last one we're going to see, is condylomata. That includes thuja, staphysageria and nitric acid. Thuja, condylomata with thick green leucorrhea, warts or condylomata appear on genitals at the anus, above the perineum and upon the mucous surfaces. And staphysageria suits long filiform condylomata. Nitric acid, condylomata with splinter-like sensation, and it bleeds easily and it is extremely sensitive to touch. So here we come to the end of the video. And a small disclaimer, nothing in the video is meant to diagnose, prescribe or treat any illness. Please consult your homeopathic practitioner for treatment options. Thank you and have a great day.